The Dallas Cowboys are more than just a TV show on HBO. They are going to be competitors in what could be a very competitive NFC East. Not that any of those teams are great or potential Super Bowl contenders, although Dallas probably has the most upside of any of those teams to do that because of what they have offensively. Joining me now, Landon McCool from the Locked On Cowboys podcast. And Landon, we know that the talent that this offense has with CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, Ezekiel Elliott, and of course, Dak Prescott, who's a little bit of a question mark right now with that shoulder injury. But defensively, how big a leap do they need to make so that they could be in that conversation with NFC contender teams?
Well, they need to take enough of a leap that they're somewhere in the middle of the pack on defense. I mean, obviously last year at different points, it was historically bad. They were the 32nd ranked defense at different points, and I think they were breaking records as far as just yards given up on the ground specifically. So if the Cowboys can find a way to kind of just limit the bleeding a little bit, especially in the run game, which is allowing people to kind of control the game when Dak was there. And frankly, the other part of it is the Cowboys offense has got to help by stopping all the turnovers. Early in the season when Dak was healthy, even early on before a lot of the injuries kind of crept into them, turnovers were really putting the Dallas defense in a bad spot. So if they can limit turnovers and then just kind of creep back towards average, you have to think that they're in a good shot to at least make the playoffs. And then once you're in the tourney, who knows?
I mentioned that offense. I don't want to just take for granted that they're going to be really good, but they were on, just as the defense was at points on a historic pace defensively, they were offensively as well. I mean, Dak was on pace to throw for like 45,000 yards. Not actually, but it seemed that way. Part of that was they had to because the defense was so bad. So offensively, are there changes that you think we could see that maybe people aren't talking about, whether it is schematically or whether it is a player like CeeDee Lamb emerging as the true number one? What do you see changing there?
Well, I mean, health is got to be the first thing. Frankly, I mean, beyond Dak, I mean, the fact that you didn't even see La'el Collins last year because of all the injuries he was dealing with. Tyron Smith only made it through a few games before he got injured, and then by the time Thanksgiving rolled around, he lost Zach Martin too. So I think it starts there, and then it starts like kind of what you just described, an ascension of CeeDee Lamb into, if not wide receiver 1, wide receiver 1B, on this offense, and kind of just bringing in another level of dynamism to this offense that didn't exist before. I think if you can get those things and then just hold on to the ball, like I said, top 5 is the minimum, is the floor for the expectations of where this offense could be.
I think Washington has a more complete roster, but I think Dallas has more high-end talent. So in terms of trying to decide who the NFC East favorite is or should be, what is going to be the difference, do you think, for those two teams this season in that race?
It's the difference between all teams in all races, who's got the better quarterback. And I don't think that there's much of an argument there. The Cowboys have the best quarterback when he's healthy in the division by far. So I think that's what makes them the lead in that specific race between Washington and Dallas, and the lead for the NFC East in general.